We are live. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Color, night vision camera. Let's see. Oh. Interesting. Welcome, everybody. How's it going? Damn, that looks really good. Can't wait to eat here. Looks really, really good. Let's see, maybe I'll zoom it in a little. I'm pretty stressed with Chinese New Year's. I cannot afford inventory. What do I do? Get some good customer service, man. You know, just make sure you notify people that there's delays due to the holiday season and just provide the best customer service you can. That's all you can really do in this situation unless you buy inventory. Oh yeah, I saw that this Lego set just came out that Pokemon put out. This is an official licensing deal with Pokemon and Lego. They just put this out, and I believe, yeah, they got these two models, and this one's $650. That's insane. Lego is such a wild company. These are going to appreciate like crazy. Pokemon stuff is a good investment, believe it or not. Let's see. Oh, here's the step-by-step guide on how to do these videos. Yeah, I saw this guy going super viral making these AI videos of this monk just kind of spitting some wisdom. It's pretty interesting. Dang, that's pretty crazy. 2.8 million ARR and 483 million all-time GMV value created for our customers. Our first revenue came from subscriptions. My co-founder and I built on a rented IKEA table. Renting IKEA tables is pretty insane. Like, bro, they're pretty cheap. Like, why do you rent one? But that's insane. That's pretty wild. Congrats to these guys. They're building Stan. I don't know if you've seen Stan, but it's kind of an interesting thing. It's like a link tree, but with a lot more features. Claude Code wrote all of Claude Cowork. Can we all agree that we're in at least somewhat of a recursive improvement loop here? I guess. Ooh, okay. I like these kind of questions. What kind of work position do you need for your agency? These are good questions to ask, guys. I really appreciate it when you try to provide value in any of my companies. I'm always hiring for any business, even friends' businesses. You know, I'm always just trying to recruit talent. But to answer your question, right now we just need outbound salespeople, to be honest. We got great media buyers. You know, we got great results, a lot of results. So we just need outbound media buyers, or sorry, outbound salespeople that can represent Akemi and just go out there and, you know, sling some deals. And what's great is that we pay recurring commissions on the deals that you close. So if you close a 2K a month deal, you'll get a recurring monthly commission on that. So you can close high ticket deals that pay every month. So, you know, if you're an outbound salesperson, there's a lot of easy tactics you can use on LinkedIn. email, even just, cold calling if you wanted to. And we got a great system. Yeah, these pictures are insane. People are going crazy making AI OnlyFans. Such a crazy way to make money. And yeah, it just works really well, clearly. Did you ever consider creating a Shopify app to sell in their marketplace? Yeah, I actually do. I am a co-owner in two Shopify apps. One of them is Smart Reply, which I recommend everybody use. We use it on all of our stores. It's a really essential tool in our disposal, especially if you don't want to get banned on Meta, if you want to respond to all your negative comments and hide negative comments 24/7, which saves you money because your ads are always going to be basically covered, right? You're never going to have negative comments in there that your VA missed. That's one app. And then Amos Bundle is the other one. I recently invested in Amos Bundle because I just use it on all my stores. I think it's an amazing app. It's very well designed. It's simple. And I really like that about it. Plus, bundle apps, the market for bundle apps is absolutely massive. So I really like that. So that's the two apps that I have ownership in. And I'm always looking for more. So if anybody out there is building great apps and you want to plug into our ecosystem, then, hit me up. Hey bro, I want to start e-com using Shopify from India. Could you tell me how I can start to learn things, how this business working in all aspects? Yeah, I mean, the first step is I would suggest you just keeping it very simple and making a Shopify store, right? So we have a free store builder. You can use it for absolutely free, get a high converting theme that we're using on several stores and converting at 5%. So that's one thing. Easy to do. You could even do this for businesses out there, to be honest with you. And then second thing is, of course, doing some product research. I would use something like Team Drop in order to, this is the supply chain component that I would have. You can import products directly to your store. You can brand them however you want, and they can handle the shipment and fulfilling. So you don't have to worry about a thing. Besides, of course, answering customers' inquiries and fulfilling the orders, like paying for the orders. And that's pretty much it, man. I mean, I wouldn't overthink it too much. I would say the process is pretty similar, I'm sure, than in the US. It's just maybe a little bit more nuanced, and you know about that. What's the bundle app called? It's called Amos Bundle. So it's actually a French app, but it's in English, so you can use it in English as well. The main reason that I was drawn to it is just the simplicity of it, and I really loved the countdown timer here in the offer section for the bundle. I think it's a really tasteful countdown timer. It's a tasteful way to add urgency to your offer, and I just love the simplicity of the app, so this is it. I'm making 500 to 1,000 per day, but don't have the capital buffer for chargeback/refunds. Should I hold off on scaling until after Chinese New Year? Yeah, I would hold off on scaling for sure if you don't want to run into any issues, and just beef up your customer service during that time. Even adding a few little, sections in your store talking about the delay. People will understand as long as you're communicating via email, right? If you're communicating with your customer, people will understand. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, and just make sure you beef up your customer service during that time. Again, that's where Smart Reply is really clutch, but also you can just handle your own emails. Wow, this guy's crazy. Iran is like the latest hot stock right now on investment Twitter. It's a data center play. They have a lot of data centers apparently. They're one of the biggest in the space. I'm actually doing some ads on a product that I've seen other brands selling, and my store is cool, but I don't sell. What have you done in that situation? Or what have you been in that situation? You asked that a little bit weird, but I understand what you mean. You're asking, your product and page looks good. It's a proven product, but you're not making sales. So it could be a variety of things. It could be, maybe your store actually isn't as good as you think. Maybe your offer is pretty whack, right? Maybe it's not good enough. So let me ask you, actually, are you using our free store builder? Because a high converting theme? Do you have a nice bundle offer set up with, some really nice free gifts, right? Like I just showed you. An offer like this with just a simple free gift and a countdown timer can make the difference between not converting and converting somebody. It's just really a nice addition to your offer, a great way to value stack. So are you doing that, right? Did you do that? Yes, no. Are your ads based on winners, right? Either, whatever TikTok rips, or are they statics that you made that are based on some of the best competitors in your market? If the answer is yes, then, we can move on to maybe a different product or a different set of ads. But those are kind of the questions that you need to ask yourself to diagnose whether or not you're doing something wrong. All this is easy. Where do we get the products? So my supply chain is TeamDrop. So we use TeamDrop. They're our sourcing partners for basically every single store incubation that we've done in the past few months. And it's amazing because it's a great way to sync up multiple stores to one account and also to support a larger catalog and still being able to do branded drop shipping, so without having to invest in inventory. Also, they're very great at creating packaging materials that just create a more branded experience for your branded dropshipping store. But then also, generally speaking, the product quality on this platform is significantly higher than any I've tested before. So TeamDrop is my recommendation, and you can get exclusive support through them if you go through the ShopiLab platform. It's free to join, so just make a free account at shopilab.ai. Go to ShopiLab sourcing and then go to TeamDrop, and they'll know that you came from our community. And trust me, they'll treat you very nice. I was going to play a game of TFT while I answer some questions, but I'll wait a little bit. By the way, comment in the chat, guys, where you're watching this. I think it's mostly YouTube, but I'm very curious if anybody's watching on Twitch. I do want to start streaming on Twitch more. I mean, I'm always going to stream on both. There's no reason not to, but I want to reach some of the Twitch milestones. They kind of are good at gamifying the streaming experience, and that's one of my goals right now. Sorry, guys. I got like a little bit of a sore throat. It's the winter here. Winter season. There was some chargeback app, but it got hacked or something. Yeah, that was Disputify. So over the weekend, I believe Disputify got hacked, and it was a huge deal. A lot of stores, about 10 different stores, got refunded like over $2 million worth of orders. But Mark, the founder of Disputify, was very hands-on on this problem, and he tackled it pretty brilliantly, in my opinion. Like, he did the best that he could in such a terrible situation. So shout out to Mark. He's an amazing founder, and what they've done at Disputify is pretty unbelievable. It's super inspiring for me as a SaaS builder too. So shout out to Disputify. Could you give me the budget to sell in USA? Yeah, so generally I recommend all our students and members to test with $50 a day. We do $50, we do $100 a day sometimes, but I do think 50 is just like a better psychological level for most people. I think when you tell them that they have to test with 100, a lot of people will just not test. And the worst thing you can do is not test and not launch. So if $50 just feels better psychologically for you, then just do $50. It's honestly going to be the same in the end. So just launch at $50 a day and run it for, about 3-4 days. See what the data tells you, and see what the data tells you, and then, make decisions based on that. Just gotta get comfy here. Where am I? Oh. Would you say the lessons given in the Shopee Lab course also translate to ecom stores outside of the US? I'm from the Netherlands. Absolutely. We actually have an accelerator partner. Hold on. Let me reread your question here. Maybe I'm answering the wrong question. Would you say the lessons given on the Shopee Lab course also translate to ecom stores outside of the US? I'm from the Netherlands. Yes, they absolutely do translate. In fact, we do have a Shopee Lab Accelerator member who's from the Netherlands who hit a $2 million month. So, yes, they absolutely apply. So, yeah, that's all you really need to know. All the same lessons apply. However, I will say, even being from the Netherlands, you can test other markets too. It doesn't mean that you have to test the Netherlands, but of course, you do have a competitive advantage in the fact that if you do test the Netherlands, you can take advantage of some of the things that are working in the US and apply them over there. So, yes, they do apply. But also my content too, guys. My content, which is absolutely free, it applies too. And then, of course, you can join our Discord for free too, and I answer questions in there all the time. Yeah, this is the new Pokemon Lego collection that just dropped. So pre-orders are open and it starts at $649, which is pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure these are going to go for like 3 to 5K within the next year. It's going to be crazy. Oh man, I'm falling behind on questions here. Yo man, any tips for scaling? Where do I put retargeting ads? I would just launch your retargeting ads in just your main campaign. Just launch it in a new ad set and call it a day. Just tips for scaling, just bump your budgets, man. Keep it simple. That's all that it really takes. Obviously, there's a lot of other things you can do, but the reality is that that's what's going to scale you up. It's just scaling your budget. So if you're not at a place where you can scale your budget, then you can fix those things so that you do scale your budget. Things that will help you get to like a profitable return on ad spend that you can scale are launching new ads that are based on some of the learnings that you've had so far, making better offers on your landing page so that you have a higher conversion rate or a higher average order value. And that's pretty much it, honestly. What niche are you most interested in at the moment? Right now, I'm interested in every niche, but I really like electronics. I'm a big fan of electronic products. A lot of people hate them, but it's actually the biggest category on Shopify. I mean, everybody always tries to talk you into building a fashion store or a supplement store or a beauty store, and those are all great categories. I like them too. But personally, I have an affinity for electronics because I like those products and they have high perceived value. Generally, they're pretty small depending on what you sell. And also, it is the biggest category on Shopify. It does over $1 trillion in GMV every single year. So I like it. But that doesn't mean that's the only category. I like every category. I would invest in a business in any category on Shopify. Sorry for my language. I'm from Spain, actually, so I try my best. Yeah, no worries. Yes, I probably can upgrade with a nicer bundle. How much should I spend on Meta ads daily, you think? Like I said, I would start maybe at $50 a day if that's a good level for you. You could go all the way up to $100 a day or even $200 a day. We've tested products with $200 a day before. That's probably the most optimal, but just because you're going to get that data so much faster. But at the end of the day, $50 works. Just let it run for a few days. Make it easier on yourself psychologically that you're not just like burning money. So it's still a good idea to sign up for Disputifier. Yeah, I would say so. I like Disputifier. I mean, obviously there's other options as well, but Disputifier is the most trusted source, even after, this huge issue. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. I mean, this thing's happened to every business. It could have been way worse. This could have like bankrupted Disputifier, but luckily it didn't go down that way. Maybe it's worth a cybersecurity audit for Shopee Lab. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, luckily all our stuff is wrapped up pretty well, but it's certainly something I'm thinking a lot more about when it comes to building more software. Hello, Ari. Hello, Ari. Do you think organic advertising is the future, including AI too? I think, yeah, I mean, it's already the present too. It's the present and the past. It's the past, present, and future, right? Like, it's already a massive thing, but that doesn't mean that paid ads are going to be less massive. I think they're also going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. I think Meta is only going to get better at serving advertising to people. So I think both are just going to continue to grow and be extremely powerful. But yes, when it comes to organic content, AI is a big hack right now. There's pages out there pulling in hundreds of millions of views with AI influencers that are just spitting value, or even just doing silly things but that are on brand to a particular product. So certainly it's a huge thing right now, and in the future it'll continue to be big. I spent like 2.5K on ads and I've had like over 5K clicks. Should I start retargeting now? I've had a campaign with a 2.53x campaign average, but my payment method messed up and had 2 days struggling, and it's still trying to recover with like a 1.5x ROAS for the last 2 days. Or should I just focus my budget on my main campaign? Focus your budget on your main campaign. It's natural to get worse performance after you've wrecked the learning of the campaign through a payment issue. It happens. Just let it relearn, give it time, bump your budgets, test more ads if you want, and that's all you got to do. Hello, I want to start dropshipping in a country outside the top 5. So what country do you recommend me to start with, excluding Germany and Netherlands? Excluding Germany and Netherlands. I mean, just look at the countries with the highest GDP, right? So let's see. Countries with the highest GDP. It's United States, China, Germany, Japan. So you could try Japan. You could try, I guess you said no top 5. You could try France. Italy right now actually just passed some weird restrictions, so I'd probably avoid Italy. Brazil is a big one. There's a lot of huge people in Brazil. Spain, Mexico. These are all great countries that you could test. Does anyone have the Discord link? You can find the Discord link here. I think if you just go to... Oh, hold up. My computer is like freezing right now. Uh-oh. I'm getting hacked in real time. Okay, there we go. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just glitching out. There we go. What was that question? Oh yeah. How do you find the Discord? Just go to shopylab.ai, go all the way to the bottom. I linked it in the description, by the way, shopylab.ai. And the Discord link is right there. It's free. Join. It'll prompt you to make a free Shopilab account. You do need to connect your account to Shopilab. Otherwise, you can't join, but it's literally free. So it's only to keep the server secure. How do you decide if a creative is dying? What metrics do you look at? I mean, is the ROAS getting worse and worse and worse and worse over an extended period of time? Is the CPM getting higher and higher over an extended period of time? Those things are telling you that you're experiencing some fatigue. Hey Ari, should I buy an ad account or use a new one from scratch? Just use a new one from scratch. Unless you have to buy one, then buy one. But try to use one from scratch. It's always better to own your assets than to rent them. Can you give me some examples of electronic products? I mean, there's literally so many electronic products out there. I mean, just think of any like red light therapy product, for example. That's electronics. I mean, that still qualifies under beauty too, but the general electronic product can encompass a large variety of products. Do you run a store right now? Yes, I run several stores right now, and we're actually continuously expanding. We're launching more stores. We're investing in more stuff like apps that power these stores, and yeah, that's kind of what I do right now. Have you ever looked into Japanese stationery? Super viral. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm a huge Japanese stationery fan. In fact, some of my favorite notebooks are Japanese. These are Muji notebooks. This is a fresh pack that I got sitting here. Um, this is the current one that I have in use. I keep this one like right on my desk and I just write stuff in it. And yeah, Japanese stationery is super cool. Let's see, Japanese stationery. Let's see some brands in here. Mason Manifeste. $99 for this notebook. I mean, gosh, that's crazy. Is it worth it? I don't know. Dude, some of these are crazy. Nice. That's the niche I have my eye on. Oh, yeah, it's an amazing niche. That's for sure. It doesn't seem to be that competitive either, to be honest. Like, there's not really any prominent brands in here. I mean, I would have thought Muji would appear for this keyword, but apparently not. So it's kind of an open market in that way. Pretty cool. Do you have any clue or experience about when I launch a new ad in my test ABO, all my other campaigns drop? Meta doesn't like it when I launch new ads. I think that's probably just confirmation bias. I mean, I don't think it would really affect anything if you've already been doing that. And there's plenty of big media buyers who test an ABO and then scale in a CBO and they don't experience any issues. So I would say it's probably just your ads. It's probably just your budget as well. Maybe you're at a lower budget, so you get more inconsistency. So, it's probably just random variance and inconsistency like that, as opposed to the actual ad that you launch in the ABO, especially since it's ABO, right? Like, it shouldn't affect your other campaigns. But hey, if you do feel like it's affecting it consistently, then stop launching in an ABO and just focus on that one CBO campaign that you have or whatever. Consolidate your spend. You can't go wrong with consolidating your spend. That's my favorite approach. It's just so simple. It makes a lot of sense with the way that machines learn, to me at least, and therefore that's what I prefer. What's your favorite AI or platform to use for UGC video curation? So our team at Akemi, I'll speak about my team at Akemi because honestly, I don't really like to generate videos. It's such a pain to me. I only like for what I do, I'm talking about like my personal labor. I like to create static ads. I like generating images, and what I use is actually an internal tool called DraftPy. So it's draftpy.com. I don't think you'll be able to make an account right now because we only use it internally. So, you can use it, I think, if you just use your own API key, but that's besides the point. Besides that, I would recommend Higgsfield. Higgsfield is what I was using previously, but the reason I got kind of sick of it is because it's just such a mess, man. I wanted a nice, neat, organized place in order to create statics and image ads. And that's what DraftPy allows me to do because I can create folders. I can be like, YouTube, and I can, color it if I want, and boom, I can create stuff directly in a folder, which is super clutch. And then I can still use Nano Banana Pro. But as I was saying, yeah, the team generally for video uses Higgsfield. The team also uses HeyGen. The team also uses Sora 2. The team uses Smart Reply. So Smart Reply actually has a video generation tool inside of it. So we use that sometimes too. But again, personally, I'm not generating videos very often because I just don't have the patience, man. And I just rather spend my time making static ads. I just get much better output. Whereas like I haven't been very satisfied with just like a raw video output from any of the AI platforms. Sup, dude? What up, dude? How's it going? Oh yeah, I've been seeing this brand just completely crushing it. LSKD. It's so wild how many brands can be selling the same exact product, man. Like I've seen every brand in the performance apparel space sell literally these exact same clothes. Like I can't distinguish them very much. Yet they're doing, 2.4 million monthly visitors in Australia. Like that's crazy. Props to them though. I mean, that's just so cool. This takes just raw brute force and just marketing and distribution. Man, I'm just listening to you in the back while I work on my own shop. No, that's the best way to do it, man. I mean, we're doing a lot more streams. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this is like the third stream in the last few weeks. So I'm definitely excited about the future of our community here through streaming. And my plan is really to build stuff live with you guys as well. Like I'm building this store here. It's kind of a simple store, not anything too crazy, but I do plan on launching this. Like I do plan on actually launching ads for this store because it's just a simple store and it kind of follows the same approach that I like. You can see some products I've already added on here actually. I'm just adding products at this point. I'm not really actually trying to run this too hard, so I'm not in a hurry to test products or anything. I'm just doing it at my own pace. And I'm going to show you guys kind of that process. But basically, long story short, yeah, we can kind of create product templates here. This is the main product template. It's kind of just like this. You see, it looks pretty nice and clean, nothing crazy. And, but I'd make a lot better product images. I would never launch a product just like this. This is not even close to done, but this is sort of the framework, right? This is like the framework of what a winning store can look like. And as you see, you got the Ammos bundle here, just with a nice little countdown timer that I love. So you rarely run Facebook ads with no videos. I do run Facebook ads with no videos many times, but videos tend to outperform. But yeah, we've had great success with launching statics. In fact, one of our team members, Chelsea, who some of you may have talked to already, she's the one that does the consultation calls for the applicants that apply to the Shopify Lab Accelerator. It's our accelerator program. She takes most of those calls. And she actually launched her own store, and she launched it with statics only, and she's doing $500 a day. It's pretty cool. But she promised me that she wasn't going to quit to pursue ecom full time. But I don't know what better testimonial we can have that like our literal closer, like our salesperson, like followed the protocol and got results. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Do you also invest in crypto? I'm planning to invest a lot when the market crashes. I do invest in crypto. One of my investments is called Aster, and that's actually why I named the store Astier, because I thought any profit that I make from this, I'm gonna invest into Aster. It's a decentralized exchange. They have a lot of tokens, even gold and silver, actually, interestingly enough. And it's all tokenized and decentralized. So you don't need an email, you don't need an account. Like you just literally connect your crypto wallet and you can start trading assets. It's super cool. It's backed by the fund behind Binance, which is the biggest exchange in the world. So I think this can eventually over time reach the same size as Binance, which would make it, like a 20-30x from here in terms of token value. So I'm really bullish on this one. It's like got good fundamentals. It actually makes a lot of money as opposed to most crypto projects. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, if I lose all my money on this, I'll be very sad, but at least I tried. It's kind of a moonshot, but I think the math adds up, though. The math makes a lot of sense to me. They burn the token with the fees that they generate. More people want privacy. People don't want to necessarily log into, Coinbase and have like a centralized exchange. So we'll see. How do you produce product images for the store? Um, so there's two ways you can use Nano Banana Pro. That's the main way. Uh, I was saying I like using DraftPy. It's an internal tool that we use at our agency, and it's just really easy to use. You can also use Higgsfield. That's what I was using before. That's how I create product images, and then Canva too to like clean things up a little bit here and there. Is the accelerator a place for experienced sellers? I'm looking to meet other sellers alike. That's exactly right. The accelerator is basically it's actually a one-on-one program, but it also comes with community access to the entire accelerator Discord too. We do a weekly call in the community. We have a one-on-one chat with all the accelerator members where you talk to me directly on Discord. You have your own designated one-on-one chat with me, so I can give you feedback on literally everything. And I'm checking that chat all the time. I'm literally responding to members every single day. It's super fun. And we've gotten incredible results, honestly. There's been people in the accelerator that have scaled to 30K days who, were previously at zero. So it works. I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but I do believe we have one of the best programs out there. I think a lot of people, some of the new members, they've found it to be very organized and clean. And, it's not like a WAP or a school program. It's like, you get access to a lot of things. There's a lot of value. We try to over deliver. And I don't know if it'll be accessible forever because unfortunately it does take a lot of time for me. But at least for the meantime, we're going to continue to do it because we're getting a lot of talented members joining. We're building partnerships with some of the members. There's just like a lot of reasons to continue to do it. So yeah, if you're interested in that, feel free to join. Most people, we've been signing up on a yearly access. I do prefer to have people on a longer term commitment, but we have been also testing a smaller monthly cost that's similar to like Evolve. I think Evolve does that. So I saw what their pricing plans were, and I actually really think it's a genius idea because then people, other founders can kind of just test the waters without, a ton of commitment. And we can kind of try to prove the value inside once you join. But yeah, so if you want to join that, just apply in the description. There's a little form here, and you can see some of the case studies there. And yeah, I mean, some of these names too, I mean, these are some of the brands that I've worked with personally. Like, believe it or not, I worked with the Snow team for like a long time, almost a year. And, even was able to earn equity in the company through that. So it's kind of cool. I have a lot of experience. I have like a pretty diverse experience through the agency. That's why I'm actually glad that I launched it, even though honestly the agency has been a huge pain to grow over time. In hindsight, like agency businesses are just not really the best suited businesses for me. But I did learn so much from it. It's crazy just because I've been able to access teams that are way above my level, I'll be honest, just through our team. And yeah, it's just been very eye-opening. One of the things that I've learned about that is that honestly, some of the biggest e-com brands that they're a mess. They are not doing anything that different than what you and I do at a 100 to 200K a month level. They've just done it for so long that they have more data and know more. Please stop spamming, man. That's not going to help your cause. That's only going to make me ban you. Do you have any suggestions for the first ad campaigns? Honestly, it's my first e-commerce store and my margins don't really allow for a high budget for like $100 a day on ads. Do you suggest maybe starting the first campaign with one ad set with 6 creatives on $60 a day? The product is a detachable magnetic hand warmer. I can't dropship in my country, so I'm just holding stock. Yeah, dude, that's great. That's a great budget. I would say that's a really great launch. $60 a day, 6 creatives, 1 ad set, super consolidated. Let it run for 2 to 3 days and look at the data. You will likely get some sales if you follow our process, and you can do it for free. Just go get your free store builder theme. Just go through this. Okay, I'm banning this guy. Hold up. Let me just ban this guy. He's going too crazy. Report. Okay, boom. Okay. So yeah, just do that. $60 a day, that should be good enough. Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick stream today. I wanted to answer some questions, get some clips, farm some clips. I've been farming a lot of clips. Uh-oh. Let's see. Effective immediately. Any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran will pay a tariff of 25% on any and all business being done with the United States of America. This order is final and conclusive. This is fresh news right here, guys. This just came out. That's pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's been a massive freedom revolution happening in Iran. And I guess this is an economic war now too. So this is kind of an interesting development. I didn't expect him to do that. I would have expected just, the U.S. to directly get involved. But this way they're getting involved, like kind of like choking them out, which is kind of a good idea, actually, the more I think about it, Is Temu a good gauge of market demand? Yeah, it is. It certainly is. But I still think TikTok is probably one of the best ones too. TikTok. But I would always say too that you guys should just keep a close eye on my videos. Like, I genuinely try to give you good market opportunities, and you may not resonate with all of them, but every single one that I've shown is super testable. And if I had all the time in the world and just I could instantly assign team members to test every product, which I kind of do have that now a little bit more, I would test every single one of them. We're slowly getting there, though. That's kind of my vision. I want to continue to partner with the people in my community and just build more in a decentralized way. I like the idea of decentralization. Have you ever advertised on Truth Social? No, I haven't, but that might be a pretty untapped advertising channel, especially for right-wing related products. So somebody definitely should. It's probably pretty effective if it's the right ad. Where do you find good supplements with new mechanisms? I would just use Supplyful, man. I mean, Supplyful just has the best quality drop shipping supplements. Therefore, it's what I would recommend, because you don't want to mess around with quality when it comes to selling supplements. I mean, Team Drop is good. They have a large variety, but the thing is, with Team Drop, you always got to make sure to confirm with the manufacturer, right? Because they're sourcing agents. So, just ask them to confirm with the manufacturer on all certification, everything that you need in order to make sure that what you're selling is safe. Of course, Supplyful has already done that heavy lifting, and all the products are made in the U.S., or at least most of them are made in the U.S., in U.S. manufacturing hubs for supplements. So that's what I would recommend. Any thoughts on engaging live shopping apps like Whatnot? I do think Whatnot is an interesting story, because I've never gone on here. I literally don't know anybody that uses it, yet they're like a multi-billion-dollar company. I believe they just raised at like an $11 billion valuation, something crazy like that. So they're just continuing to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's interesting. I mean, I knew that through TikTok Shop, more people would start live selling, and I know it's going to continue to get bigger, but I didn't expect a different platform to kind of dominate the live selling market like they are. I haven't tried it myself. I've never even been on there, to be honest. I probably should, though. Have you heard about remineralizing gum? Of course, yeah. I actually have some. I have some underbrush gum in my closet. I ordered the 4-pack. It's a great product, great idea. Personally, I like that kind of gum. It's like mastic gum, so it's kind of good for your jaw. But also I like the remineralizing elements to it. I don't know how much I really trust that, but it makes sense to me, right? It makes sense that if you add some minerals to your gum, it would kind of help your teeth in some ways. Also, again, just chewing that kind of gum, mastic gum, It makes your jaw a lot stronger, which, should help your teeth. So that's why I like it. There's a lot of great angles to it, and they use good ingredients. The only problem is that it just goes tasteless in 2 seconds, but that's not really why you chew underbrush gum, right? So, but it's a good one. Ooh. So yeah, who's watching from Twitch? Is there anybody watching from Twitch? If there's nobody watching from Twitch, then it's over. I'm just kidding. But I would love to see more people tuning in from Twitch. I know it's not really the right Twitch kind of content, but nevertheless, without using a 3PL, is the tariff situation from the US an issue, making it hard to fulfill from China? No, not really. Actually, we're getting very, very profitable results on a variety of stores using branded drop shipping through our supply chain. So Team Drop is our supply chain, and what you see is what you get. You get these estimated shipping times. The shipping fees are usually a bit higher than they would have been a year ago, but it doesn't matter. You're still able to make it work if you pick the right products, pick the right pricing. And I would suggest to price your products. I mean, a lot of people have this question, but I would just keep it fairly simple. Do a quick Google analysis of the market, see what other people are charging, look at the upper end products, look at the lower end products, and try to find somewhere in the middle. Generally speaking, I would aim for a 3 to 4x price, if that's allowed, in the market, right? If you see some people charging way more. If not, then I would maybe consider a different product, to be honest with you, depending on what it is. But it's not really to compete on price. The idea is not to compete on price, but it's also to not have an unreasonable price. That's basically the bottom line. And right now with tariffs, it hasn't made a huge difference because at the end of the day, you're paying a fee on the product cost. And generally, at least I like to stick to, products that are a bit cheaper, not lower quality though. That's a big distinction. I don't like to sell low quality products, but I don't like to sell really expensive products. What happens to the refunds if I use Team Drop? Well, there's a couple things you can do. You can either ship them to yourself, or you can use a forwarding address. There's many services that will take your returns, and you can just give store credit or refund your customer, however you want to do your refund policies. Or they do have US warehouses too. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it here, though. I got to go. I just wanted to answer a few questions. I'll be live again maybe on Wednesday. So I'll see you guys Wednesday. We'll do maybe a morning stream, see how those are. I haven't done a morning stream in a long time. I've been only streaming when I'm done with my work. So yeah. Peace out, fellas. Thanks for joining me. We'll do this again very soon. We'll build more stuff. We'll do more live research. We'll answer more questions. We'll farm more clips. I'm actually building up a pretty crazy watch list. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I want to watch a lot of content here. I got a good watch later list of some really interesting content that I've been wanting to watch. So I want to do it on stream, because then it's killing 3 birds with 1 stone. I'm getting content. I'm watching these videos that I want to watch. I'm learning, and I'm also answering questions and engaging with you guys. It's kind of the dream. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed.